Hi, this is Brandon Smiley from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the dip. The good old-fashioned dip is a classic body weight exercise great at developing upper body strength and power. I personally love dips myself as an overall exercise for helping building some size on our athletes and our clients. It's also a great exercise for powerlifters. So the first thing to note about your dips is where your handles are and how they're kind of spaced. Depending on what you have access to in your facility, your bars could be parallel to each other, which is like what we have here. They also make them in a V pattern, which is going to be a little bit more shoulder friendly. It's also going to be a little bit more of a chest emphasized exercise depending upon how you lean. So how you lean is going to kind of make some dictations there. And then the parallel ones are definitely going to be a little more tricep emphasis. So if you've got something you're trying to target personally, then keep that in mind. Otherwise, if you got to kind of just work with what you have, really it's not going to probably matter all that much. But if you want to get into specifics, that's probably the main differences. There obviously is a little bit of upper body strength required to be able to do one without assistance. So, you can take bands on here. We do it all the time with some of our athletes, is we put bands around here to be able to provide some assistance if they can't do them body weight. However, I do think that for most of your male athletes, this is definitely an exercise you want to be able to gun them towards to being able to do without any assistance. So if they can do push-ups, this is kind of the next thing that we want to be able to see them do. If your athlete or your client has shoulder problems, especially anterior shoulder problems, they've had shoulder surgeries, this may not be the exercise for them just because of the way the humerus is going to translate forward into the shoulder. So just keep that in mind as well. So this is not a must-do exercise, but if you got shoulder problems, this might be one you stay away from. So with all that said, basically to be able to perform the exercise, you're going to have your elbows up here on the actual aspects of the parallel part of the bars. I'm going to face this way just so you can see me as I talk. And then you're basically going to come up to the extended position. You're going to go down. You want to keep your elbows in. You're going to hit 90 degrees and then push back up. So in, back up, and just a couple of reps, a little bit normal position for me. And then to give you a backside view, big thing is when I come down, I want to keep those elbows in. If triceps or something you're focusing on, elbows stay in. If you've got more of a V bar, you are going to get some more chest out of that. You're still going to get tricep work, but just if we're trying to be nitpicky here, I want to keep my elbows in, then come back up. So, with this being a body weight exercise, I would say overall, if there's something you need to work on, then probably have this as one of your main accessory exercises and be able to just perform them to failure until you can be able to get 3 sets of 10. So it'll be more of a strength-based exercise at that point. If you can do multiple sets of 10 to 12, that's probably good for overall hypertrophy, and I would say something you continue to work on. It'll probably help your bench press and even your overhead press and things like that. If you're somebody that can do more than 10 to 12, you're that person who can do 15 to 20, this might be one of those finisher-based exercises that you put at the end of your training programs to be able to round out your training day. So I think it's got some different places, just depending upon what you can and you can't do. Obviously, if you're dead set on doing this and you can't do them, my big thing would be say, obviously, find a way to hook up a band, have some assistance, and get better at them. You will feel this in the long head and part of the medial head of your tricep. There's not a whole lot of lateral head activation in the dip because of the way the elbows are in, and then the arm is coming back behind us, which is going to make it kind of heavy on the long head side of things. So I do think it's a great exercise, 3 to 4 sets, pretty much till failure. And if you're one of those guys, you can just crank them out, add some weight to you and make them heavy. Biggest thing is just to make sure you're being aware of the shoulder health that you have when you're doing these, and you're not just trying to like actively get down in here super, super deep. All right, just hit 90 degrees, feel the stretch on your tricep, go, and you should be good. It's one of the classics. I think it's got to be in your training program. If it's not, especially if your bench press is stalled, this is probably one of the first things I would add in. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.